Okay, so we're here with the headmaster of the school the students that we just interviewed, as well as the head teacher. And I wanted to ask the headmaster his response on some of the issues that the students raise when we talk to them. So, Mr. Headmaster, one of the things that the students they were saying to me when I asked them questions regarding the issues that they face in the education system. One of them said lack of facilities for them, for example, like a science lab or something like that, where they can, go to learn. Another person said transportation, like maybe a bus system where they can come to school because they live too far away. And another person also mentioned just the fees, the financial burden on them to be able to come to school. And I believe one other one was discipline. They said discipline at home and in school, they feel is one of the problems that they face. And the last one, if I'm not mistaken, had to do with what do you call it? Do you remember any of the other issues that they mentioned? I think you mentioned something as well, the toilets and the water system, facilities for water system. So these things that they mentioned I thought were very important. So I want to hear your opinion on some of these issues that were mentioned.
Thank you very much. To get some clarity, would you want me to expatiate on what they have mentioned, or I should be adding to that? What they said to a large extent accounts for that, but then there are others too that they've not mentioned.
Okay, well, I'd like to hear first what other things that they haven't mentioned that you think should be mentioned.
Good. They mentioned facilities. They shouldn't have restricted the facilities to what they mentioned. We have textbooks and then teaching learning materials. Textbooks, to make for effective teaching learning situation, each and every student should have his or her own textbook. But as it is, at the last check, we have 3 students sharing one textbook. And then look at the number of textbooks and it's textbooks supplied, printed and supplied by the government. Each pupil nationwide is given about 3 textbooks out of the 9 different textbooks that they will be needing. It's only 3 that is supplied. We are a bit fortunate here. So lack of textbooks, that is one. Concerning other facilities to teaching learning materials, we are giving capitation grant to run the school. And well, it does help, but then it's very meager. We cannot stretch it to cover everything that we need. Hence, the needed teaching learning materials that we need to buy other purchase or to come up with, we are not able to. So we make do with some innovations. They are not the real deal. They are not the appropriate items that we should be using. So teaching learning materials are not there. I'll add these 2 to whatever the children came up with.
And so for something like this, what do you think are the solution? Is this something that we have to rely on government alone to be able to fix?
No, the government alone cannot, because of the huge numbers of students nationwide. It is the community that should get involved. As it is now, it is a parent-government partnership that is seeing the schools go through. The schools are supposed to be community-based, but unfortunately, the community is not helping much. The communities are not doing their fair share. So it rests with the parents to come in with some whatever they can afford, which happens to be inadequate. And the government also coming in with what they could provide, which also happens to be inadequate. So we are making do with makeshift items. On the situation, we are stretching ourselves.
I see. So for you, textbooks is one of your main. I think one of the students mentioned that too. And I noticed they have computers now, but even that one is about 10 of them.
Yes, we have only 10 computers, which happens not to be enough.
Right.
We have an average class size of 40 students. And if you have 10 computers, that means anytime they have a computer lesson, 4 students will have to converge around 1 computer. And it's computer ICT is a practical subject. It's hands-on. It's hands-on. And if it is hands-on and 4 students are pitched around 1 PC, this much to be desired.
So and for the facility for this the computers, that one the government was the one that brought it in, right?
No, it's the parents that gave out tokens, put them together. That is we have a parents teachers association. We put our needs before them. So at their meetings, they contribute or they levy each other And whatever they get, that is what is used in getting towards buying. And what you have there are even second-hand ones. So whatever they contribute is used in buying second-hand machines, and then the rest of the money is used in maintaining the place. But the ideal situation is that we should have not less than 50 of the machines. But here we have only 10. That's about 20%. And that is what the parents could afford. So that is what we are using now.
I even asked the students if they complain about some of the, they get opportunity to talk about some of these issues, and they say no, they don't, because only platform available is the parents teachers association.
We have no other medium to work.
Right.
We have some philanthropies that we have appealed to, but of course they are not coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the government too has come up with this distribution of these laptops, some of this, but it has not got into our 10. It's a nationwide distribution system. So when it gets to our 10, we'll see how many they are able to give us.
Yeah. It's for the students or for the teachers?
It's for the school. Yeah. But the teachers are entrusted with that. They use it to teach the children, but it's basically for the school to be used by the children, to be used by the teachers in teaching the children, actually.
Now, what subject do you teach? Everything, right? Or yeah, because you don't teach them when you go to the ICT lab. You don't teach them there. Oh, okay, because I wanted to know, what are they being taught with these computers?
What are they
teaching them with the computers?
Oh, in this age, whatever employment that you seek, the first requirement is you are computer literate. So every student at this level, at this basic level, should have a fair knowledge, should have some skills in how to manipulate the keys of a computer. So we teach them skills in that is typing, sending messages, using the internet to explore, getting some, or using the internet to research and then get some stuff that you need that will aid your academic work. So that is what they are taught, how to use computer to learn, and how to use to type and send messages and receive messages and all that, and how to use it in future if you are to be employed somewhere, whether Windows or what software that you have to use to help you to survive in your environment, whatever working environment that you find yourself in. That is what they are taught. But they are taught according to a developed syllabus developed by the Ghana Education Service. So they go hand in hand, step by step.
But then if 4 students are sharing one computer, when it comes to the test time, how do you test them? Because they can't be using the same computer to do the test.
Of course, that should tell you that when it comes to testing them, testing comes in two forms, the theoretical aspects and then the practical aspects. So when it comes to theory, it's paperwork, they sit down, they all write at the same time. But when it comes to the practical work, they have to go in batches. Let's say 10 of them go at a stretch, they finish, they come out, then another batch of 10 goes in. So something that should take about 30 minutes, then you end up using about 3-4 hours to do that. That is time consuming.
Wow, that's very interesting. So if anybody outside came and said they wanted to help a particular school, they can just come in and do what they want to do without seeking permission from government? Because you said it's a community thing. Yes.
The school should be in the hands of the community. The community should be helping. But then because of the structures that we have, we have people that we are working under. The GES structures indicate that should any NGO step in wanting to help the school, we need to inform our bosses at the top. We have a executive supervisor of education, and beyond him we have the municipal director of education, and then we have a regional director of education, then above all of them the director general of education. So I have to, let's say, get my immediate bosses informed. That is the executive supervisor and then the municipal director of education. I have to inform them by a letter, and then the NGO too will have to put something into writing to inform them that they want to come and help this school. They are not going to be stopped anyway. It's only for them to be to know what is happening. They will put in the known, and then you come in, and that is 2 weeks duration. They said they need to be informed at least 2 weeks before the NGO comes to do anything for us.
Okay. That's very important, because this organization that we're working for, they believe in open education for people, and it's more online based as well. So the kids will need access to computers, internet, for us to be able to do the things that we want to do for them. So that's why I was very interested that you have an IT lab now, where at least there's some computers there, but you need more than, definitely need more than.
Maybe when you leave it, the next time you come, you will see some sort of improvement over there.
Okay.
We will hope that when you come the next time, you will see we will have more machines, and also we also have an internet connection. so that will help the students to get into contact with the outside world.
That's good. Internet is a big problem here. Even me myself, I'm still battling that. I have to pay for internet cafe to use, right? But they should be able to have access in the schools for sure.
We used to have internet access here when we have the big hall that has been pulled down, and in its place a new classroom block is being put up. Then we had about 25 of the machines, and we were connected fully the year round. UNESCO helped us somehow. That is the Ghana chapter of UNESCO. Helped us by paying a full year subscription. But what they told us was that when it runs out, then we need to sustain it. We need to go in and pay. So we paid for a couple of years, and then we ran out because the cost involved wasn't something that we could accommodate. So we renewed it for a couple of years, and then that's that. It went off. We have not been able to establish or to reconnect. So what we use now are modems, which happens not to be of the best. Now we see if you can get some Wi-Fi or maybe broadband, yeah. Whichever one that can be easily used by all.
And the last question I want to ask, how much is the fees roughly?
Fees connected with, we don't pay school fees here. Yeah, the government does not allow fees to be paid. What the children pay are levies that the parents levy themselves. So it's only when you put this need before them, they need the parents. We have close to 400 students here. So these 400 parents, or parents of the 400 students, after putting this need before them, they will also discuss the best ways of getting us these machines. How many can they afford? Looking at the cost of one, whether they should be a new one or a second-hand one, they get the costs. Then they divide it among the parents of the wards here. So let's say if we are looking at, let's say, 4,000 Ghana cedis or whatever it is, then they will come up with each parent paying so much, a levy. That is what the parents levy upon themselves to pay.
So that's the fee.
That's the fee that the children are mentioning.
Okay.
Education here is fee-free. We don't pay for anything. No.
So
whatever the children. This is the basic level. It's fee-free. It's supposed to be fee-free.
Okay.
It's supposed to be fee-free. Now, if anything is to be paid, then it should be the PTA that are desirous of helping the school in whatever need that they have. They will levy themselves that we want to give out 5 cedis each, we want to give out 10 cedis each, or want to pay 20 cedis each. And then when it is accumulated, they channel it into whatever they want to do. They take over, they even go to town, get the best of machines or get the best quotations, come back to discuss with us, the school administrators, and then they go and bring the machines. So that's that. They contribute and they manage that money. What we get happens to be capitation grant, and that is 4 cedis, 50 pesos per student, the whole year round for one academic year, which happens not to be enough. And it is to be used in management, it will be used for security, repair works, furniture, whatever we need. So 4 cedis, 50 pesos per student is too low. That is on the lower side. That is why the parents come in. And we don't know, the needs are various. So we put so many needs before them. So they look at the ones that they can tackle, that they can readily get monies for, and then they pick them up, they levy themselves, and then they pay.
Okay. And then you being the teacher, I assume you attend all these PTA meetings, right? Do they put any pressure on you as far as, the kids getting education? Because one of the kids said that they feel there's not enough skilled, teachers to teach them. Is this something that you think is really an issue here?
No, here we have trained and skilled teachers here. We are fortunate to have them. But they are talking about Ghana as a general. Some other villages, they don't have those things. And those are the things that they are the issues that they are bringing up. But here we are fortunate to have some of them. We have about almost half of the teachers are graduate teachers here, trained, skilled graduate teachers here. Yes, so we are fortunate here.
So the PTA meetings is more like you find out what they need and communicating.
Exactly.
When we organize it, what we do is to discuss issues of mutual interests, the welfare of the students, and then what will also facilitate the work of the teachers. I'm talking about this skill acquisition or the skill teachers that I don't know whether they really know what they are talking about, because the subjects we teach here, we have people who are specialized in those subject areas. So when you see someone teaching English, it should be someone who has done English language at the university level. So such a person who is highly qualified to teach. And then we have those subjects that need skilled teachers, like pre-technical skills, like home economics, like let's say artwork. And for those areas, like let's say French, I cannot teach French. It should be someone who has educated himself, who has been trained as a teacher in the French language, who should. And that's exactly what we have here. So the pre-tech teacher we have here is a skilled teacher who is imparting pre-technical skills to them. The home economics teacher is someone who has been trained and that is well qualified in that subject area to teach them. Now, that is what we have here. But like my teacher said, you go to some places, they may not be fortunate to have qualified teachers in those areas. So anybody at all will tell you, I want to teach this subject area. The person may not be qualified. We have 10 machines here for a student population of 400. Now you go to another school, let's say for population of 200 or 300, they will not even have a single machine. So we are blessed.
I told them, right?
We are blessed. We need to be grateful for small mercies. Wow. Good. We have 10, others have none. Like they mentioned, or you would have realized, we don't have a science lab. Yes. But luckily for us, our municipal director of education, that is our boss, she has arranged with nearby senior high schools. As from here, the next level. This is the basic level. So from here, the second cycle schools around, we have about 5 of them within the municipality. She has arranged with them for the students to be taken to their ICT and then science laboratory, so that now and then they are taught over there, or they have some practical sessions over there to make up for our deficiency over here. But the whole school, we don't have a science lab.
Then to get them to there, don't you need like a bus?
We will need a bus. That is where the parents will come in. We know when we appeal to the parents that on this particular day we have to go to this place, so they should get us a bus. They will come together. We have a PT executive, so we relate more to them. The school administration relates more with the PT executives, so that whatever our needs are, they quickly solve them, and then when they have a meeting, they put it before the rest of the body. But then if it coincides with the general meeting, then it is put before all of them. So if it's a bus that we need, we quickly call the PT executives, and then they will get one for us. As to how much they spend, that is up that we won't come in. Okay. Because if you ask, that means you are ready to help them, and here we are teachers. We depend on our salary, so there's no way a teacher will part with any part of his salary. So we tell them, and they provide it. They fend for that, and then that's it. So sometime this term and the next term, we shall be basically, we have Aquinas Senior High School, we have Labode Senior High School, and then we have Armed Forces Senior High School at Demakam. They have these facilities, ICT and science, well equipped.
How come they have it?
They are senior, they are, because they are the next level.
Okay.
The government channels more of the monies to the senior high schools rather than the basic level. We have the numbers. The numbers at the basic level happens to be, let's say, twice that of that's as to what pertains at the senior high school level. So if they are to provide the same thing to the basic level, it will cost so much. So they look at where the numbers are not as great as ours. And they will have, let's say, value for money. They can put it to a better use than elsewhere. Of course. Here, no student will come out majoring in science. We teach them holistically in the 9 subject areas. But at the senior high school level, we have programs. A student is admitted to offer science. A student is admitted to, let's say, come and do general arts or visual arts. So they need the facilities more over there. Because here, if we have a science lab, yes, it will do us a lot of good. It will give them a very good foundation. But whatever they get over here, they only use it in writing the DEC, which is only 1 out of 9 subject areas. But at the senior school, as a senior high school level, that's the second cycle level, the ICT, the science lab or the ICT lab over there, every student or those majoring in those areas, they use them, they call it elective subject areas. They will benefit them more. So it is better that we go to them rather than they coming down to stretch our facilities here. We'll have no problem going there to learn. Initially, this ICT lab that you see over there, within our circuit here, there are 7 junior high schools and 8 primary schools. Since we were the first to have an ICT lab, all the 6 other junior high schools were coming here to learn ICT. They were using our place as a center.
Even though here alone,
it's not even sufficient for our students. Other schools fall upon us. So we are in the days in such a way that on this particular day or this time, this school will have their turn. So they come, they are taught, they go away. Another time, a different school will come. Until our machines were overstretched. They all broke down within 6 months. We were left with none. We thought it wise that why don't they also establish their own computer labs? So some started, and they have sustained it. Others have not been able to do that at all. So some don't offer it at all. They don't do ICT in their schools because they don't have even a single machine.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Pretty much some of the things that I wanted to hear from you, and I think we were lucky that we picked a school that has this lab to show, because a lot of them don't, you know. And for this non-profit organization, computers and technology is where we want to take it. Yes. So this is very important. Thank you very much. Yes. You definitely, once I will do these reports, I will take it there. We'll see how we can come and help, you know, this school. So thank you very much, sir. All right.